Hi, Lamberto. How you doing?
I'm doing good, James. How are you?
Great. Good to see you. Good to see you're well in
I'm
Florence.
good.
Everything's
I'm
fine in
good.
Hong Kong.
Good.
Just
Also here.
I started a little bit without you, but I tasted the Leonia 2016 Brut, your sparkling wine, and I have to say again a beautiful dry sparkling wine with very fine beads, really high quality, and I think probably many people don't realize you make this sparkling wine, at least people outside of Italy. Like, how did you do it? Like, why did you do it? People don't realize that you can make really good wines in Tuscany, like that sparkling wine.
But as you know, Tuscany is all driven by most of it by red varieties, mostly Sangiovese. Pomino, however, is a different place. Pomino was developed by my great great grandmother called Leonia. She was Leonie, actually born in France, Auxerre, and in 1850 she inherited Pomino and came to Pomino, planted Pinot Bourgogne, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Noir, and then from there I started to produce certain so different wines from the rest of Tuscany, and also because the brother also wrote a letter to the central here government saying, I need to plant these kind of varieties because the local varieties don't mature very nicely. And so, and there he started to plant all the Pinot family. And so it's a long tradition. We then for many, many years made Pomino Bianco, mostly with Chardonnay. And then back in 2005, around 2005, 2006, I was in Germany, Geisenheim, and I was at a tasting and at the University of Geisenheim, and a student came up to me and she asked me if she could do a harvesting in Italy. And I said to her, what you've been doing up to now? And she said to me, I've been doing sparkling wines, and I want to do something else. And I look at her and I said, I have a project for you. And open book, you clear book, you start from scratch. And then there, everything started from scratch. And I must say, this wine, after initially understanding how to manage your vineyards, and then after her came some people from France. I've been working with a couple of French champagne connoisseurs. I must say everything has changed in the last years after the initial difficulties, but Pomino has something special up there in the mountain. We have a terrific machine called Cocar. There is a presser that has really changed our way of pressing our grapes, and of course,
I'm gonna pour some more.
yeah, and of course, it's also.
But what I think is impressive is, as you can see, the bubbles and the texture is so fine textured. I really like that. And then the dryness. So a lot of times people pick too early and then they have to cover it with dosage. But you have really made a very vinous, beautiful, dry, sparkling wine.
As you know, James, you know me. I love wines. I love to learn. So I'm never somewhat. I don't want never to go into competition with other producers. I look at the area. Champagne is a terrific place. Has been producing champagne wine since hundreds of years, and there is that little extra thing of saying I want something that is dry and something that is a champagne. But what is a champagne? It's actually a wine. So it's something that you can have during your meal, and not as sometimes people have these kinds of wines only for aperitif, or maybe even more as a mistake as a dessert wine. This is not a dessert wine, of course. This is a full meal wine, and this is our goal.
Well done.